A lot of people got in their feelings when I put up the post that said that when you eat animals, the spirit of that animal crosses over into their biochemical structure, causing havoc because it can't cross over properly, which results in diseases and mental disorders. So I'm going to prove my point in this video, right? There's a reason why you can move into a house that's maybe 100 years old, 200 years old. And 100 years ago, something traumatic happened in that house, or somebody passed away in that house. And you move into this house and you feel the presence of something when you move into that house. You don't know why, but you know that there's something wrong with this house, right? You can feel that the house is haunted, that something traumatic happened in that house, because when something dies traumatically, it gets stuck. It can't cross over. So when people get killed in houses, right, these people's spirit can't cross over properly. Think about what I'm saying. Try to put it together before I make my point. These animals die traumatically, and their bodies is the house that this energy or this spirit dwells in, which is apart from the soul. So if the animal died traumatically, and energy never dies, which we learn in thermodynamics, and you are consuming this animal, which died traumatically, this means that the energy of that animal is still buried in that flesh, because the spirit is not the flesh of the animal, right? And this is why we have to understand that the languages, the English language, put us under a spell, because it gave us perceptions of things. The soul and the spirit is two different things. And this is an old theosophical teaching. This is older than any religion. This is where Buddhists get their studies from. But this is an old, ancient Ethiopian spirituality that existed long before the word Africa existed, before the word earth existed. And you all need to start studying beyond religions to know who you really are and what you really are. When you are taking on dead things, the only thing dead about it is the physical body. They are not the body. The same force that moved that animal, that allowed that animal to have emotions, to feel pain, fear, and trauma, is the same force that never dies. The DNA alone never dies. And DNA holds information. The genetic material of these animals hold information. So that means that when you take these animals in and consume them, you are consuming animal information, the information of this fear, the information of the memory of this trauma into your DNA, and you are confusing your body. You say that I'm crazy because I should know that spirits cross all the bodies when people die. That's not true. You have an ethereal body. You have an astral body. You have a soul. You have a spirit. Why do you think that when you go to sleep, your heart still beats, but yet you are dreaming somewhere else? Your consciousness and your spirit is somewhere else, but your heart is still beating, because the soul, like I said before in the beginning of the video, your soul lives within the chamber of the heart. This is why when the heart is gone, the person is out of there. You can kill the brain, but it's only considered brain dead. The heart's still beating. The heart is more important. This is why we should start thinking with our heart. This world teaches us to think with our brain. And this is why we can't feel ourselves and other things in nature. And this is why it's easy for us to disrespect and kill these things, because we can't feel or connect ourselves to these things which we are one with. So, if these animals have cancer, and you got to remember, they sleeping outside at night and throughout the day in their own feces. They are sick due to depression and stress from seeing other animals get slaughtered, knowing that they're going to be next. All of this plays a major role in these energies, or these energetic spirits, processing in the genetic material of these animals and laying dormant in their DNA. And once you take it on in your body from consuming it, you are taking on the force of this animal, which lay dormant in its genetic material. I'm going to get into some information. And I want you all to pay attention. Because a lot of us are thinking with our emotions, our brain, instead of thinking with our spirit and our soul, which is our heart. Just because something dies don't mean that it's gone. This is another perception that's taught to you. The presence of that animal, the energy, the emotion is still in that animal in the form of not only energy, but genetic material. And then you wonder why birds don't respect you. Animals get around you and don't want to be around you because they have a sixth sense. They can feel dead spirits. Animals have spirits, which is energy. Energy don't die. It can move on and transfer, but you got to remember that even if the energy move on, it is leaving a stain of itself in the form of memory and the physical thing that it used to move through as a vehicle, that it used as a vehicle to navigate. Let's get into some information. And it says an individual is divided into 7 bodies. And this is where the concept of the 7 days creation story comes from in the Bible. It's not literal, it's metaphysical. And it says the first body is the physical body, which is visible, and we all know it. Beyond the physical body, there's the second body, etheric body. There's the third body, i.e. an astral body, which is beyond the etheric body. Beyond the astral body, there's the mental body. The fifth body, i.e. the spiritual body, is after mental body. Beyond it, there's cosmic body. And beyond all, there's the seventh body called bodiless body, or nirvanic body. This is the stage when you sleep. And it goes on to say, as there are 7 bodies, so there are also 7 chakras or energy centers. And each chakra is connected in a special way with its corresponding body. The chakra of the physical body is the Muladhara. This is the first chakra, and it has an integral connection with the physical body. The Muladhara chakra has 2 possibilities. Its first potentiality is a natural one that is given to us with birth. Its other possibility is obtainable by meditation. And if DNA is spiritual and holds information, then listen to this. It said, how long does DNA last on a buried body? And it says, it depends on where, how, and how soon you are buried. But the answer is the same, a long time. The half-life of DNA is 521 years, which means 6.5 million years later, your DNA will still have bonds, meaning that your source can still be tapped in through that flesh. That genetic material still holds replications of your source. And it asks, why is animal stress bad? While these responses are adaptive, overexposure to stress can cause physiological problems such as weight loss, changes to the immune system, and decreased reproductive capacity. And last but not least, it asks, can you taste stress in meat? It is widely accepted among food scientists today that if livestock suffers in the moments just before being slaughtered, adrenaline, cortisol, and other stress chemicals are released into the bloodstream, which can affect the look, texture, and taste of the meat. Scientists are not alone in knowing this. This is why y'all gotta put flavor in y'all meats, y'all dead flesh, because y'all are hiding the fact that it's something that you shouldn't really be eating. It's nasty.